yet again with my boy Salmonella Academy, one of my favorite men right here. Let me fix this. I'm gonna cut this out. One of my favorite boys right here. Let's get to it. He's gonna teach us something about pre-industrial surgeries. You know, I feel for the people back in the day when they really didn't have that type of shit that we had. We just have ibuprofen and shit and all this type of fucking anesthesia. You know, they really didn't have that shit. So let's see what they got for us today. Let's get into it. Shit's pretty loud, not gonna lie.
Hey kids, had a bad day? Well, could be worse. You could be living in a world without modern anesthetic. Today, we'll be talking about some surgical procedures carried out long before
And I
the
got
development
YouTube Premium,
of medicine as we
so
know
no
it today.
ads, no
now,
ads,
once you
y'all.
go back a certain distance, the line
Thank you
between
for the support y'all been
operation and
giving me
mutilation is pretty
for
thin.
me to be able
So,
to pay
for
for
our
no
purposes,
ads.
surgery refers to any bodily manipulation carried out with the intent of fixing some injury or illness. And away we go. The very first surgery that we have historical evidence for dates as far back as 6500 BC. It's called trepanning, which is a nice word for carving someone's frickin' skull open using nothing but a rock. Maybe a rock on a stick if you were lucky. In all seriousness though, you can see that a good deal of care went into the procedure, which lets us know that this isn't just the result of random injury. Many skulls even showed signs of healing around the holes, meaning plenty of the people who underwent this whole thing just got up and went about their day afterwards. Alright,
Oh,
hold
hell
on,
no,
you
that
say.
wouldn't have been
This all
me.
sounds guano insane. No way this was that common of an occurrence. Well, friend, if you've been watching this channel long enough, you should know that if you give human beings the benefit of the doubt, chances are they'll prove you wrong.
Yo, hold up.
If human beings the benefit of the doubt, chances
Salmonella. Come on, dude. You really had to make this animation. Look at what he's doing. Bruh. I thought you was better than that, Salmonella. The fuck is you doing?
are they'll prove you wrong. In fact, so far, over 1,500 trepaned skulls have been dug up all across the globe, from Europe to China and even the Americas. This means that between 5 and 10% of all skulls that we've found from the Neolithic period have had at least one man-made hole scraped into them. To put it this way, based on that data, there's a greater probability of someone born in the late
being
Stone
gay.
Age having their brain matter exposed by some shaman with a chunk of flint than someone born in the USA being a redhead. To this day, nobody
Ginger,
really
my
knows
bad.
why this was such a common practice, but most theories tend to
No,
revolve around the
I'ma
idea
cut
of
that out.
releasing some kind of dark supernatural force from the patient. Man, I'm getting real sick of all these evil entities infecting our minds and
That was
bodies.
in bad taste. My
You
bad,
can say
my bad,
that
my bad.
again. I tell you, I need these demons like I need a hole in the head. No, wait. Fast forward to 600
Bruh.
BC. Over in India, there lived a guy called
But I'm
Maharshi
low-key
Susruta.
freak, though.
Now,
I've
this
done
guy
hella
was a
sh-
medical
gay
mastermind.
shit,
He wrote
bro.
a treatise known as Susruta Samhita, which described countless different conditions, treatments, and yes, even surgeries. One of which is the first recorded instance of rhinoplasty. That means nose job. A hornbill's a type of bird. I'm here too. Anyway, here's how it's done according to
Oh no, mijo's emo.
Susruta. First, you get them plastered, obviously. Second, you use a leaf to measure out the part of the nose you want fixed. Then, you use the leaf to cut off a flap of skin from the cheek or forehead of the patient. This part's important though. You gotta remember to leave a little piece of it still attached. Otherwise, you just got a chunk of dirty dead face meat on your hands. Now, wherever you're looking to stick the new flesh on, you rub that part raw with a knife. Also,
the
you're gonna
fuck?
want to stick 2 plant stalks in their
Hey.
nostrils so their nose keeps its proper shape.
He's
Slap the
fucked up.
skin on, suture it, dust it with licorice powder for some reason, and cover it with cotton. Sesame oil should be
Licorice,
regularly
isn't that
applied
candy?
until the skin is fully healed. If you're like me, I already do that by default, so it shouldn't be an issue. Finally, at long last, your sniffer is reborn. Don't worry, you still look like a freak. Just slightly less so. Moving on, our next surgery took place in
I'm a
10th
freak.
century Spain on Sancho I of Leon, otherwise known as Sancho the Fat. Now, normally back in the day, having some meat on your bones was a sign of wealth and power and all that, but this guy was like
What
TLC
the
documentary tier, to the point where he could hardly function as a human being. So his constituents said, "Greetings, your thickness. Yeah, you can't be king anymore on account of you keep breaking every horse we give you, and nobody wants to wash between your accordion like neck folds no more. After his adipose got him deposed, Sancho decided to seek medical help for his condition, under the oversight of well-reputed physician Hasdai ibn Shaprut, which is an anagram for paintbrush aids. Now, if there's one thing that medieval man understood, it's practicality. Lap band, gastric bypass, belly balloon, these all exist to help people who don't have the self-control to stop eating so much on their own. But Dr. Chapadut didn't believe in beating around the bush. He said, well, why don't we just stop the patient from shoving food into his own greasy maw in the first place? And decided to just up and stitch the dude's lips together. After the operation, the only nutrients that Sancho received came through a straw, in the form of a mixture known as thoriaca, which was a complex blend of several herbs, fruits, and seeds, including opium. It was basically the closest thing you could find to lean at the time, and lean he became, losing around half his weight before ascending to the throne once more. So this is the part of the video where I pander to the desires of the audience. If there's one thing I know you internet people can't get enough of, it's things going inside people's eyeballs.
What the
Let's talk about cataract surgery. The art of dealing with people's clouded lenses has been around for millennia, believe it or not. That Susruta guy from earlier actually talked about the most common procedure for cataracts for most of civilized history, which is known as the couching method. Couching is done by taking a sharp object like a needle or a thorn and ever so gently stabbing their eye hole at weird angles until the lens moves out of the way. No lasers, no sedatives, no paralytics, just a rusty old pin and some elbow grease, the way God intended. The majority of the time, this operation didn't work, usually just damaging the already blind eye irreparably. Shocker, right? And even if it did go as planned, you still, didn't have a lens in your eye, so you essentially went from, I can't tell if I'm dead or not, to, ah yes, it is quite yellow out today. By God. Something moved somewhere. A slightly more refined version of this operation is the suction method, which dates back to at least the 10th century AD, if not older. This procedure is described as requiring, quote, a large incision in the eye, a hollow needle, and an assistant with an extraordinary lung capacity. Though this...
Bruh. Boy with good suck. Be so for real, Salmonella, that you could have said it a different way, bro. I don't fuck with that shit, bro. If you say one more gay shit, I'm just ending the video already, bro.
This reads like the setup to the world's most horrifying party trick. It's actually the bare minimum number of tools needed to completely extract the lens from the eye. In case you didn't pick up on how, here's a diagram.
Oh my...
Sucked a piece of somebody's living eyeball through a straw is above zero. Anywho, let's all just be thankful that we live in an era where procedures like these are a thing of the past. Now remember, kids, even though the surgeries I described here...
you gotta be grateful for all the things that we have now. We have anesthesia, we have drugs that take us out. You don't want to be understanding, like, feeling that shit, like getting a whole fucking lens poked in your eye while you're awake a la verga. Yeah, no, I don't want to do that shit. I'd rather be knocked out if they're gonna be doing that shit to me. If I have to get my eye surgery, like, at least knock me out before you put a needle inside me still.
Sound pretty easy to pull off. Please don't try them at home. But if you do, please put it on LiveLeak afterwards. But you can do at home. Learn stuff about things with Brilliant.org. Brilliant's elegant UI.
This is an ad.
Please, like, quantum object. Taking a could be worse. Hey kids,
what the fuck? Alright, that's the end of the video. A la verga. I hope you like that Salmonella. Give my voice Salmonella. Subscribe a la verga. I'm already subscribed to him. Give him a like, share, download, clip, save. A la verga. Thank you.